Hey, Brett Messmer here with Technical Taekwondo. Thank you guys for watching. Today's video we're going to be doing a tutorial on how to do the 360 backspin hook kick. We had a first video on this going through the step forward backside kick into the 360 backside kick. So I'm going to briefly highlight that and go directly into the 360 spin hook. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So when you're practicing the 360 spin hook, obviously the first thing you want to do is warm up your spin hook kicks. Get your spin hook kicks warmed up. Make sure they're accurate. I wasn't trying to hit it, I was just trying to graze it, in case you were wondering. Once your spin hook kick is dialed in and you're happy with the way the knee is coming up and you're whipping it through and everything looks nice and you have it where you want it, then we can start complicating it by adding the step. So we're going to back off away from the target. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to do the step forward into the spin hook. Okay. And again, just like on the step forward backside, transfer the weight before you make that initial step. So get used to rocking those hips over your foot. Okay. I want to go from a 50-50 weight distribution to 51-49. Slight weight transfer, but it makes a huge difference when you get your balance and power. So I transfer the weight, step, and come through. Once you have that, now I'm going to lift this knee up on my step. 1, 2. Okay? Really focusing on getting that knee lift up, through. Okay? This is kind of a highlight, so if you want more detail on the 360 footwork, go back and watch the video on the 360 backside kick. That'll explain everything that I just did. The only thing we're changing is the spin hook. When you're practicing your spin hooks, whether it's a step forward spin hook, you want to practice the ability to land in front as well as behind. Landing in front on a spin hook kick is a little bit more difficult, but it's something that you should practice just to have the skill. So when you step into it, pull. I'm coming through. When I re-chamber it, I'm almost coming into a cat stance and coming down on that lead foot. Okay. So I'm kind of rolling it in. If I'm just spinning with it, okay. The way I teach is to always go back to basics. If you haven't figured that by watching any of my videos right now, the way the kick should be taught, or actually anything should be taught, is to go back to basics first. For the 360 backside kick, I'm going to work on lead leg side, into the backside, step forward backside, before I even think about jumping. On the spin hook, I'm going to work on probably wheel kick first, or a spinning heel kick where the leg is straight. Then I'm going to work on my spinning hook, then the step forward spin hook, and then I'll get into the jump. So it's pretty much the same exact way that I'm teaching it, is you always want to go back to basics. Okay, we have handrails at our gym. If you have to, hold on to the wall just to take the balance out of the equation when you're practicing some of these kicks. But you always want to return to basics before you go advanced, because if I have a mistake at the basic level, when I start to go to the harder, more advanced technique, that mistake is going to be amplified. Just like I do the step forward before I do the jump, because any mistake I'm making on the step forward is going to be amplified when I jump. So if I step forward and my weight is over this foot, and when I throw the kick, I'm a little off balance, when I jump, I'm probably going to fall on my butt. And yes, that has happened many times. But on the jump, okay, again, I'm going to start off getting those knees up, just getting the rhythm and the timing of when I come through. Now when I actually do the jump, again, I'm not forcing my knee all the way up, but I want that action just to get used to it. And every once in a while when I do this, okay, because it is a double, I'm going to prime the pump by bringing that knee up. I'm also going to prime the pump with the other leg. Okay. Because sometimes the brain knows what to do, but the body doesn't want to do it. So by priming the pump, you kind of set yourself up for a little bit more success. That was uglier, but better, if that makes any sense. When I'm training on a heavy bag, especially on the 360 hook and the spin hooks, I like to just touch this with my toe. However, you can go deeper. Just make sure you're hitting with the heel when you do it. Because it does put a stop to all of your momentum. Okay. Okay. So that's your 360 back spin hook. Another variation of the spinning hook kick is the sword kick. Sword kick is kind of a blend between the spinning heel kick and an axe kick. So it slices down this way. I know I've mentioned it in one of my other videos, but I don't remember which one. But the sword kick is a little bit closer range than the spin hook kick. Let's demonstrate on Bob. So since Bob has volunteered, everybody likes Bob. So on the spinning heel kick, I can reach out and touch him. However, just outside of punching range is the sword kick. Okay? Here's my range for the spinning heel kick. We're a good at least a foot out of range. So I turn, boom. On the sword kick, I'm slicing it through, and we're missing huge. So the spinning heel kick, we're just coming straight through, okay, and smacking Bob upside the face. So a good follow-up to this is the same foot turning kick. So if I do hit his arms, I come back with the same foot bouncing off the floor. Okay. So the spinning heel kick, we're just coming straight through, okay, and smacking Bob upside the face. And again, if I want to be nice, I'll slap like I just did, or come in with the heel and send him to the hospital. It just depends on what you want to do. So if I slap with the bottom of the foot, if I'm doing the sport, I'm going to get my points. It's going to ring his bell. Even slapping with the bottom of the foot is still extremely powerful. However, if I connect with the heel, even with the headgear that we wear in the sport, I'm going to give him a concussion. There's no and ifs or buts about it. You're going to go through. Okay. And that's if you hit him here. If you come down a little bit lower and hit him in the neck, yeah, that's bad news. So again, train for what you're going to use it for. If I'm breaking boards, I'm hitting with the heel. Realistically, I would never use this in self-defense. I do a backside kick to the liver, you know, coming through. Done. So we're coming through the sword kick. Again, I need a closer range. Just outside of punching range, driving that, cutting through at an angle this way. So lift that knee up and coming crashing down that way. There's a chance I might hit his arms. I'll rip those out of the way. So a good follow-up to this is the same foot turning kick. So if I do hit his arms, I come back with the same foot bouncing off the floor. Okay, so again, 1, 2. Okay, so if I'm doing the 360 sword kick, I'm going to get a little bit closer. Okay, coming through, 1, and slicing down on that ankle. The jump is the same. The only thing I'm doing is I'm not rolling the hip over as much, and I'm slicing it, so I'm more forwards facing on this. So when I'm landing, I'm more here. As that kick is coming through, I'm not side facing, I'm more forward facing. Where on the hook kicks, I'm almost facing backwards, maybe a little bit that way. Okay, just looking over my shoulder on impact. So when I'm coming for that hook kick, I'm here. For the sword kick, my base foot is going to come through, and I'm going to turn more sideways, but my angle of momentum is coming through this way, where I'm slicing down. Okay. And that's the 360 sword kick. If you want a tighter version than this, you can also do a 360 backspin crescent. Okay, bringing our wonderful Bob back out here. Backspin crescent is punching range, which makes this a little bit more dangerous. Yeah, there's different ways to set this up, but if I have them used to a back kick motion coming in, they're not as liable to attack when I turn my back, if that makes sense. But at this range, a backspin crescent is, let's just say, risky. But I'm coming up, and it's a full forward facing. It's almost like a spinning front kick. The crescent generally is done with the leg straight. I don't have the snap like a front kick does, although I can do a crescent kick with a little bit of a snap, making it more into like a spin vertical kick, where I'm bringing the chamber up, and right at the last second, I extend it and slap it through. Vertical kick is done normally off the back leg or the lead leg, where you're just picking the knee up as high as you can and then bringing it across their face in that crescent kind of motion. Okay. So this is a very tight motion. Okay. So when we go to do the 360, let's move this out of the way. So the crescent's a little bit more tighter motion. Again, so that we got long range of this 360 hook, a little bit shorter on the 360 sword kick, and now the shortest range we can do on a 360 is the 360 backspin crescent. And yes, on the 360 crescent, just like the regular crescent, you are hitting with the side of your foot. Okay, so nice and tight. Okay. So that's pretty much what I have for you guys on the 360 spin hook with a couple variations. Again, if you guys like what we're doing, please hit that like and subscribe button. Next video we're going to do is on the double side kick, backside kick, so please stay tuned for that. Until next time, God bless and keep on kicking.